There it goes. Pretzel's just taking its sweet time. And good morning. How is everyone? Just trying to get everything set up here. Running a little behind schedule. And I'm dropping the phone. All right. Should be close. There we go. Ooh, just in time. All right. What should you give to a sick lemon? Lemonade. All right, let's get this going. So, current progress. Let's see. Where did we end up? Islands. Turn the auto task switcher back on. Here we go. Why did the sun go to school? It wanted to be brighter. Good morning, Turbo Dave. How are you? Let's see. Do I have a Turbo Dave section? I do. Yes, we do have a Turbo Dave section. In the notebook. Hope you're doing all right. Happy Friday. Read-only Friday? What? It's a read-only Friday. All right. So I figured out the little bits that were plaguing me last night. I also made some notes. I have this goal. So I came up with a goal for the next year of streaming here. I would like to have a multiplayer game with teams, building, and PvE combat done in a year. All right. I've got basically 30 lines of tasks that I can fill in to get to that goal. And I think the first piece that we're going to do here is in the client, while we're still in this side of thing. Hey, Baldo, good morning and happy Friday. So we have texturing the islands, connecting the islands, and adding the water around it. And then on the other side, after we get that done, we'll pop over to the, and we need bridges between the islands. I guess that's connect islands. Yeah, that's connect islands. And on the other side, we'll do, on the server side, islands to polygons, and basically combining triangles into convex polygons, and then pathfinding. So that's the direction we're going in. Here are the islands. This is a zone. It has, I guess, 10 lands in this case. And we hit generate. Well, if we change the UUID to something else and hit generate, get a different set of islands. We have our anchor island down there underneath that gizmo. And if we look at it from above, we do have some overlapping, which is okay because they're at different altitudes. But I think we should probably set them up so that even if they did overlap, like two on top of each other, that they shouldn't cause an issue. Like if one was on top of the other like that, we wouldn't want people bumping their heads into that or walking through them. So we're going to change that code just a touch. So get status on this, get add. All right. Well, there's generate island. Here's generate or zone islands. Oh no, as you say that, read only Friday. The account just called and is making sweeping changes to roles in your ERP system. Ooh. Oh man. Morning, Xenocron. How are ya? I think our our height. Depending on how tall our people are going to be. That's going pretty well. So last night I was able to figure out the little instancing issues. Now we have islands with islands and random rotations. You can still see that there are some, we're doing some division. So this island here in the center of the screen is the parent of the 3 islands surrounding it. They're all on the same level above it. You can see that they do subdivide its perimeter. But there is a random rotation tossed in there, so it doesn't look as organized as it did before. And we're going to start to do some making this a little bit prettier. The idea is to add some sort of ground cover for the different for the different lands. So we need some base texturing that's going to go on top of the islands, and then some texturing for the bottoms as well. We might end up using some noise on both of them, the bottom and the top. I showed this to my wife last night, and she's like, "Oh, kissy lips," because one of them looked like that sort of kissy lips shape. I don't know. And then she was disappointed to know that it was just random and I wasn't making kissy lips islands. So, where'd it go? It's a little shader. Oh. There we go. So I think we're going to end up having basically the base sort of material here, and then decals placed around the island, along with a border on the island. So let's get the base, which is just going to be some sort of color. So instead of passing in some sort of texture image that we would tile or something like that here, I think we're just going to do some sort of noise in the shader. We're texturing that. And same thing with the bottom. So we're going to have fun learning shaders today. And this is what we have at the moment. Kind of wanted to try out the visual shaders, but I don't know how well that's going to work with some of the stuff coming up. So it looks like well, I know slightly above nothing about shaders. I've worked with shaders before, but it's one of those things where if you don't use it, you end up losing it. And I am so happy that they have for loops and while loops and do while loops in their shaders. Oh my goodness. It is such a pain when you can't just for loop in a shader. So having to like manually unroll all of your loops. I had to do that before. So yeah, basically they have different data types and just built in. And these are mostly, I guess, given the Godot shading language, similar to GLSL ES3. Okay. If you're already familiar with GLSL, it's a migration guide. Ooh, actually, I'm a little curious because I think the last one I was using was that. Yeah, so instead of having a separate program, now they're in vertex or shader fragment functions. Okay. Vertex attributes. In GLSL, you can pass in per vertex information. Okay. Varyings. These are like the variables. You hadn't heard about loop unrolling since you lost first place in an assembly homework in uni? Well, I think their first version didn't have flow control that let you loop. And then the GLSL coordinates precision, you can specify low precision, medium, and high precision. Because some devices don't actually support high precision. So, and depending on how much memory you're using in the on the video card, you can actually save a little by doing that. Oh, Shader Toy and Pure Magic. Oh, how I've missed the. I want to see which one is this one. Pure Magic? I think it was. Yes, I accept the cookies. Stop asking me if I accept cookies. I think it's loading. That's a shader. The little flyby through Saturn there. Yeah, that's all shader. It's working in the browser on web. Wow. That is amazing. Okay, first off, there's like image and then there's also sound. You probably can't hear the sound, but there's sound going along with it. That's shaders. Those are shaders. Wow. Just wow. Yep, okay. We can all go home now. All the shaders are done. And you can see here they're defining the kind of the quality level. Line 20, very low quality. You want to play around with that. Okay, we're gonna close that. That's just a little too much for me right now. Look at that, gorgeous. Why are there only like 4 on the screen? Are there only 4 popular results on Shader Toy? Oh, this is like one of those sites you can get lost in. Alright, I want noise. Casual 1500 lines of code. Yes, just one of those. Oh, look at that. Baronies. Alright, I don't want noise that ends up creating more like a texture noise, kind of like this over here, I'm guessing. I think they just tossed noise on a sphere, which is fine. Let's get a couple more. Oh, look at the clouds. Wow. That's like TV noise from like forever ago. Okay, this isn't fair. People have incredible amounts of creativity and ability on this site. Oh, what were those things called? Back in the day, you'd have like those 4K competitions where you create like the most awesome thing in 4K. I mean, this feels like it. This is like eye candy. This is so eye candy. Like this one here, I could just watch all day. This Flames one. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm not gonna get anything done. Alright, we just need noise. Just grab some noise. Okay, that's not bad. Where's your noise function? Noise here. What is this? Value noise. Not to be confused with Perlin noise. It's probably the simplest way to generate noise. Suitable for procedural texturing, shading, and animation. Okay. Oh, there's little buttons over there. Hold on, I want to take off the Dark Reader. Oh, Dark Reader doesn't affect the canvas. Okay. We definitely want that on. Huh. Well, shader inputs. Okay. So what are they doing here with this section? All right, MIT licensed, it's neat, it's got that at the top, copy that. gonna have to do a scrub for all of the all this stuff. Okay, now let's convert this to GLSL. Should be mainly there, mostly there. It's gonna be spatial, hash noise, main image. Okay, I think. Actually, what was the function definition before? Void fragment. All right. Ooh, shiny, yes. Nixidiv, let's see. We're going to convert a string to a byte slice and then pad it out with zeros if it's shorter than the length. So strings in Rust are Unicode, right? What do you do in your case with a byte slice if you have a Unicode character? Is it okay that one character might take up multiple bytes? Because I think that you can pad a string already if Rust, let's see, format, padding. That's not an issue. Okay, so you really just want the byte slice padded. Are you looking to pad out the tail end with zeros? Because if you are, we've got some code that kind of does that. Okay, I'm padding out the tail end. I've got test code here, and that's in game types, maybe. We'll see. What's the bottom? It ends up creating an iterator where we repeat. So we have an iterator. Okay. We chain repeat the other one, taking however many you want. So basically, you start with your iterator of bytes, and then repeat whatever value is here, maybe a 0 byte, and then you can take however many you want. And then you can either collect that or do whatever you want with it. I know this is with iterators, but it might work. Here, I'll toss this into a thing here. Or that might work. I mean, you might have to switch from slice to an iterator, but they're not far from each other. And at the end of that, you could always collect it into a vector if you really had to allocate. Most of the, well, would that work, or do you actually need, like it needs to be a byte slice? Because I mean, you're saying you already have a slice, and the only way to kind of make a slice bigger is to make your source larger, which is why I'm leaning towards the iterator in this case. Because if you're not doing the slice, then you have to allocate to make that padding happen. Oh, fractal noise. 4 octaves. Yeah, look at that. All right, so how do we convert this? Value gradient, okay. Wave, simplex. I mean, it seems like it would work just fine here. Oh, I see. We have out frag color and in frag color. So given its current in, so yeah, we have to use Godot pieces here. Slice has a concat function. Does that allocate? Oh, wow. How does that work? Takes a reference to self. It's a helper trait. For concat. Required methods. I wonder what it's doing. Because how do you take 2 slices of memory like that and concat them together without allocating? Or is this like some magic? Well, that's cool. It's really cool. I see. So you're going to be creating the padding bytes like that. Got it. Oops. Alright, so converting this. Oops. Or that's in Godot. I keep forgetting that we're actually working with Godot today. Noise. Left fragment. Now this value here and here, they don't actually exist. Hey, Panic Zero. Oh, shoot. That's embarrassing. Capitan has not woken up yet. Give me a second. There we go. I mean, most of this looks like it's just going to work. Okay, so we're going to take this one. And the output is really going to be that, I think. Let's see. Frag color. frag color being used here. Okay. Is it used anywhere else? No. Good. And the coordinates. Oh, look, and they got this. Types. Shader tool uses WebGL spec. The main entry point of shader toy is the main image function. There's two parameters, frag color and frag chord, which correspond to color and frag chord in Godot. All right, so let's see if that's actually okay with that, or if that's the old one. Oh, shoot, that should have been color. See, I don't think that actually works. Variables. All right, and frag chord XY. Wow, okay. I'm doing some swizzling there. Eye resolution. 1 divided by screen pixel size. Ooh. Hey, good morning, Krasnik. If you really like C#, but Unity has a way of infuriating you. Oh, screen pixel size is not there. Really? Do we need a migration guide from the other one to the new one? Interesting. Why do we not have that available then? Screen pixel size. You can also pass in manually. Is it not available inside of there? That is so weird. Ask the Oracle. Oh, UV is equal to UV. Really? Keep going over there for the code. let's see. P is divided by, okay, P is less than 6. What is UV used here? Oh, a bunch of them. All right, let's get rid of that one there. So what are they actually trying to get here? Left, value noise, and the fractal noise. All right, let's just get this working the same way. Just try to map these. I'm surprised that the screen pixel size doesn't work. Because they have this in their migration guide, or did I get that backwards? All right, let's do another search here. Oh, interesting. Are these for canvas item shaders? Am I using the wrong kind of shader for this? Okay, so here they define it equal to inverse of resolution. All right, well, Let's just say it's a vec 2. And say it's a 1-to-1. Alright. Invalid arguments for built-in function. mat2 float, 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 float. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if we should be using a canvas shader for this. Canvas item shaders contain less built-in variables and functionality than spatial shaders, but they maintain the same basic structure with vertex fragment and light processor functions. Alright. No, not that. We want mat2. I mean, maybe it goes like this. Totally guessing here. Sum into a constant expression, yeah. Back 3, tell beta. Alright, let's see. Did that actually work? Yeah, it actually looks like noise now. But it's actually in screen space and not in kind of world space. Well, that's interesting. But it looks like you have a window into something. Yeah, web's not ready yet. I don't know. little bit of white space in there. Okay, so it looks like we just have to clean up the input points. I think that's going to be these values here. Just want to play around with that. Okay, it's not actually doing the so that changes the noise slightly, but not a bunch. Oh, there we go. A little bit more noise. So if we're zooming in on it, I see. So if we had something like 400, 400. Okay, now let's get it in the texture space. All right. So in this case, we need the position on the object. Okay, what does frag chord do? All right, so full screen quads, similar to quads, use UV. Okay. Size of point primitive, interesting. But it almost feels like it should be the UV. Ah, it's not the code. But it's going to be the UV times that. So we don't really want world space here. Let's make that much, much larger. Oh, it's not going to do it. It's all right. So I don't think we want screen space, so and that's what this is giving us here. All right. Let's put that back to P. And we'll still do something with, so UV here I think should just be UV. There we go. The thing with the UV that we're doing here is kind of zooming in. No, now we need P. So I thought P here was going to be, this is why you need longer variable names. So what does P represent here? Is this the point? Is this, we're looking for some sort of X value here. P to X less than 0.6. Well, it did change color. All right, so let's work backwards on this. What do we have? We're basically coming in, creating F. F is a smooth step between these values, which is what? So we got a starting value, an ending value, and the step. I'm guessing that's the step. All right, now in this case, F is going to be equal to 0.5 plus 0.5 times F. So we have something that's grayscale, right? So we have a color, and this is our color value, our noise value. And here we have 4 octaves, so in this case where F is equal to half times noise of UV. So UV in this case looks like it's supposed to be the location of the noise. If we just give it UV, divided by 20.0, something like that, it does change the color, but its noise is way off. I feel like you can see it on the right side there, that shader on the very, very right. See, now we don't see anything over there. If we do this, we have 1. What about 5? A little bit more pixelation. Why don't we see it up there? So what is M here? M is matrix times UV. In this case, here though, 32 times UV, that's a left value noise. Is when we did it this way, or we back up a bit. This would be a decent sort of noise. It'd be decent bass noise. Okay, but this is definitely in kind of the screen point, and we don't want it there. Oh, I see what they're doing. This here is for that example on the right side. See how it clips, and you have this noise here, kind of in the pixel. Yeah, we don't really care about that. Okay, let's simplify. Let's get rid of this. We just want the noise, the FBM noise. Okay, now the whole thing should be noise on the right there. I don't know why it's got that black line. Ah, that's this here. Can we get rid of that? Gets rid of the black line, yay. And the example on the right side, that is. A little preview window. Okay, let's unindent that. Alright, starting to get the hang of this. It's been a while. Now to map this into kind of texture space. All right, drag chord, full screen quads, okay. Vertex, point size, point coordinate. Oh, interesting. If using UV and Godot, the Y coordinate will be flipped upside down. Coordinates. How are we converting this into screen space? And why is it that little tear there? Like a little tear around the outside of that. Oh, there's a bunch of triangles there. Oh, I see. It's just slightly lifted from the other one. That's fine. So frag chord here appears to be kind of screen space. White chord. It'd be neat if you could debug these things, like set a breakpoint in there and see what's going on. That would be really, really cool. Okay, so the book of shaders uses the same coordinates as GLSL, which is fine, but this seems like it should just be so much easier. Yep. Do I need to have the vertex shader in there? Maybe. All right, your first shader. They run on the GPU. Yep, you can color a pixel. What they can't do, draw outside the mesh. Access other pixels. Store previous iterations. Three main functions: vertex, fragment, and light. Vertex functions run over all the vertices in the mesh and set their position, as well as some other per vertex variables. Fragment functions run for every pixel that is covered by the mesh. It uses the variables from vertex functions to run. Variables from vertex function are interpolated between the vertices to provide the values for the fragment function. Okay. Canvas item shader. Didn't want to do the canvas item shader though. Uniform output, yes. You have a texture. This is how you would sample an image. Give them a point on the object. Pull that from that texture. How you set those from code. You can offset the vertex. Where to assign my materials? Okay. Vertical meshes, multi-mesh. We've already got that set up. Add it to a plane mesh. Yep. And they're going to go through and subdivide it. They're going to create a height map. Shader magic. Yep. We do have that, don't we? Well, is it plugged in? Check. Shader type spatial. Alright, we're not going to be doing that, but that could be fun to just toss in there real quick. The surface is all crazy looking. So we're not going to be altering our mesh like this. So we're not going to be doing the height map. Godot provides a noise texture resource for generating noise texture that can be accessed from a shader. Oh, interesting. Really? So what does that give us? So if we do that, resources, render pass, next pass. All right. Near the top of your shader outside of the vertex function, do that. So this will allow you to send a noise texture to the shader. Under your material, you should see a section called shader params. And if we don't, it's our mesh, material, with render priorities. I am not seeing what they're talking about though. Oh, redefinition of noise. Yeah, because that noise is there also. All right. I'm sure we can come back to that. Let's get rid of that for a moment. There. Now we have shader params. Noise is empty. New noise texture. Go ahead and edit that. Give it a save. Save as. Is that like a noise texture or something? Seamless on. Oh, we have to make it unique first. It's okay. All right, so we have those. What's the next step? Now access the noise texture using a texture function texture to, okay. You should take the UV. Yeah, we're not going to use that for height though. Let's go back to the shader here. Fragment. This will be noise and UV. What does texture return? Vector 4. Okay, so here, got that. Shader param, we've got noise here. Let's go ahead and make it unique. Save it. There we go. Width, height, seamless on flags, etc. Oh, neat. So why is that color? Display normal. We've got the sky up there, good. So we're trying to sample a texture from this noise that's being passed in. The noise should look like this thing on the right. And the width and height is pretty big. All right. XZ divided by 2 plus 0.5. Why would they do that? Use X and Z channel of vertex to determine where on the texture to look up. Okay. The plane mesh coordinates are within the -1 to 1 range for a size of 2, while the texture coordinates are within 0 to 1. So normally we divide by the size of the plane mesh 2 and add 0.5. There's no XZ on UV. Oh, that's on vertex. I didn't want to use vertex. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, so same problem as before, but this time we actually have noise provided by Godot here. It's not bad. Let's go back to 500 here. And we don't need a shift 1.5. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that is so much simpler. What other values do we have in here? Yeah, we're not going to save the height. Texture position is going to be the vertex x z, yes. Divided by 2 plus that. I don't think we actually need that. We'll just save that. So we can communicate between both sides. It's coming back to me. Alright, and then in here we could actually use this interpolated value. There we go. Lycan, good morning. How are ya? That's not a bad color there. Alright, and then we're also going to take a color in. Oh, they pushed an update that killed your Wi-Fi? Ooh. Oh, that's rough. Okay, so that was interesting. I think I have a lot more files in there that I probably don't need. So if we look at this, we have this here. What is this? This is a spatial material. What are we saving this as? Okay. Then we have a shader here, which is our shader material. And we just have surface noise. All right, let's add some color to that. After an update like that, you end up seeing the IT people running around with USB sticks. Can't say I've ever been there. All right, so now we have a surface. We need to add a basically a color to that. So if it's white or something like that, we should be able to see that here. Now, what is the difference? I missed that section on uniform. What was it? Uniform. Allow you to pass in data from the game into the shader. Shader effects uniforms can be almost any data type and can be used in the shader. Okay. It's going to be a Vec3 color. That times color. Now it's black. Color XYZ. Let's say it's oh look, now we got this deep red color. Let's say it's like 0.2, 1.0, 0.2. Uniform float, dampen. All right, then we have noise dampen here. Let's say it's without 1. Whoa. All right, that should just be normal. We'll work that down at O dot. That actually brings up the color. So I don't really want to do that. I think I'm looking to basically make the range here of that color less. Or actually noise scale. Noise dampen goes away. That. I think this is going to do what I want. There we go. We wanted to. Come on, where's that dot 0? Oh, it's removing it. If you just wanted a little bit less chaos in there. And maybe this is kind of more of a snowy field. What if we did 1? We just get the noise 1-to-1, don't we? It's got its little repeat going. Or we just let them control the noise. What if we, yeah, let's leave that at 1 with the color on there. Let's just give it some noise. So octaves, etc. Yeah, you can move that way out there. Huh, interesting. Oops. Alright. The seed might be interesting to be able to set there. Also, if we can just set this noise on the shader param. How do we create one of those? Let's invert that. So if we say we want hardly any noise, we hardly get any noise. Then if we say we want a lot of noise, we get a lot of noise. So if we say we want 50% noise, that didn't work out the way I wanted it. Guess let's call it noise zoom. That's what it's going to feel like you're zooming into the noise. Got that backwards. It's not so bad. So that's probably going to be a value we'll have to save in the DB. Hey, Tinspin, how's it going? Sorry, I missed your comments earlier. It's going to be action or MMO style PvP. It's going to be MMO style PvE, I think. Did I see this? I don't know. Let me check. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's a neat shader on there. I like how they did the edge on the water. It's pretty cool. Yep, and that doesn't work. That's right. The cobbler's kids have no shoes. I know I make websites all day long, and I don't have my own website working. All right, so I think that'll work. So if we get the zoom set up right, somebody clicks in. Oh wow, we got a mother deer and her two fawn out there. What DB am I going to use? Postgres. Yeah, they still have spots on them. Wow. They're mowing the lawn. Can't wait to move. Yeah. It was the best thing for us when we moved. All right, let's work on the other piece. I could see, having something like this where we store a couple of, values in the database, the ground color, right, the base color, the zoom level, and set those. You made your own MMO backend system? Well, that's cool. All right. Here's our surface. Let's go and do the bottom piece of this. Kind of the same thing. Are we going to want to subdivide those points between there and the bottom, or just provide some sort of height bump mapping? Yeah, let's keep it simple. Fewer verts. That's the mesh. I want to change the mesh. Change the material. New shader material. Let's save this as material island bottom. New shader. Save as material island bottom. I'm gonna call it shader. What, they have bookmarks in there? Look at that. Wow. Alright, we're gonna basically take what we have over here. Do something similar over here. Alright, so now it's all black. It's fine, we expect that. Godot 6. No, let's say 06. Let's add some noise to it. Noise. I don't know. I kind of want to try another one of those other noises. Oh wow. That one there. How do we set a bump map in here? Spatial material. Transparent, okay. Shaded, unshaded, vertex, lighting, etc. Blend mode. Alpha scissors. Wow, they got a lot of stuff in here. This is pretty neat. Only available when using the GLES 3 backend. Oh. This is exactly what I want.
Chasing dreams since I was young. I never stop. Oh, if I fail, I will get back up. I get what I want. Oh, 'cause I see you in my shoes, standing where I'm meant to be. Got everything, nothing to lose, so I keep living my dream. I'll hold the rope.
I mean, do we force GLES 3 on this? We could.
It's out my luck. It's out my luck. Oh, it's out my luck.
Setting a depth map on a material produces a ray marched search to emulate the proper displacement of the cavities along the view direction. Depth should be used together with normal mapping. Yeah. Wow.
Nothing's been wasted, it's up to you. Oh, it's part of me, it's all I need, it's all I got. Oh, so I will fight until the end of
Let's get something on there.
for what is mine. Oh, 'cause I see you in my shoes, standing where I'm
What kind of, this was a spatial material, right?
everything, nothing to lose.
It's not a shader even.
Keep living my dreams. I'll hold the ropes, I won't give up. Our time is now, it's half my luck, it's half my luck.
Let's come back here. Material. New spatial material. We're going to save that.
It's half my luck, 'cause I see you in my shoes, standing where I'm meant to be. Got everything.
Wow, look at that. So much stuff. No depth test, etc. Vertex color. Wow, look at all that. So much stuff. Normal map enabled or not? So let's say you have that, and you go to edit it. Well, what can you do with this? You have geometry, material override. Okay. No, that's from something else. So we go to edit this material here. How can we make it glow? Be glowing dirt. Energy. Let's bring the energy. Wow. Oh, texture. You can specify the texture here. Got it. Oh, I see. So for each one of these, you can supply a texture. Wow. Okay. There's so much in there. But it looks like this really wants to have more along the lines of proper textures, and I don't want to generate proper textures. I'd rather have it just generated. So in that example in the web page here, not there, it's down below. So in this case, so if we toss that on there with the albedo, all right, texture, new noise texture. Edit, noise, simplex noise. Color here is going to be that I like that darker brown color, somewhere in there. brighten it up just so we can see it for now. All right, so there's that. The other one was depth, and then what? Normal map. And this is not going to look right. I don't see any noise on there. It's because we're not zoomed in far enough to the there. I need some more help. So we could end up generating, or actually drawing that stuff out. But it would mean that we're going to get stuck with GLES 3. Could we fake it well enough with normals, albedo? Probably. All right, so we're gonna undo this piece here. Dude, look at that preview there. That looks all right. We're just not getting the same sort of lighting, etc. from here. Oh, that's the other thing we wanted to work on was the sky and everything. It's been so cool to watch this get this far. Well, thank you for hanging out. I don't think I would have gotten this far if it wasn't for everybody. Just, you know. Otherwise, it's like me and the walls. Let's say we save that. We go to this island zone. Just play normal. Is it not gonna? It's not picking up those properties on there. I don't know why. I was expecting that other scene, the island scene, everything that's in here to actually get saved out. At least the grass, the green bit on top here. Oh, unless... No, that should still work. So let's change that to 5. We should see a difference, yeah. Not seeing all the textures and whatnot. Why not? It's like we're missing a whole bunch of stuff on there. Do we need to generate this, like export this as like a prefab or something? Project. Let's reload it just to make sure everything's saved. And look at that, I'm using the shortcuts now. Alright, so yeah, these things, see, we even have that gap in there. And that gap was on the island. Here. That's generated. I mean, the bottom and the top pieces there are generated. I thought all that we were doing with this was setting that up. Maybe sub-resources, script. It feels like it's not updated for whatever reason. I mean, you can see the gap in there. I don't know if you notice it. That gap between the top and the bottom, that shouldn't be there. And that was fixed over in Island. So Island, we ended up fixing that. Because the surface was shifted just a little. That there. Yeah. It should be 0. This one should be 0. Somehow that got... See, those gaps should not be there. Let's walk through that and figure out why. Oh, actually, we hit generate and it went away. Okay. So that did take effect. Now what about the textures? Now I can click on these things in here. Those objects exist in the scene. But I'm not able to inspect them. Alright, let's fix the inspection piece. So over here, what we had to do was, well, it changed. It did change. Oh, yeah, generate. Its name changed too. Alright, I think we need to set the owners on those scripts. So if we go into zone, and we set owner.addChild, let's give it a name, so true there. Now part of that is the island itself, the child. I think we have to set the owner of it. Yeah. That's going to be its parent. And all of the parents here are actually the zone. You made Forza Horizon 5 Ultra? That's cool. Nice. Let's do an assume safe on this. Or we might have to map it again, actually. So we have the script, we have the island, and then the outer owner. So what was your tech stack for Forza Horizon 5 Ultra? Okay, that looks like it compiled. Let's reload that. Alright, here's our zone. Ah, now we have islands. We were able to set the owner. Lovely. They're tagged. They're in groups. And that's so that the other script can actually identify them. If we come into there, that's editing that scene. Doesn't explain why it's missing. I mean, it would be weird for us to have to set that up every time. The mesh, color. I think we're just setting the mesh on there. Material's empty, which is unsettling. That should be set.
From the midst of the mountains, a deafening call bellows down over the plain.
This material here should be part of this whole thing.
It does fall, pushing out through the thunder and rain. These men of the north, they have suffered too long. The anger, it swells in their veins. Of the spirit,
Scenes, game, zones, island.
songs, distant echoes are all that remain. And my voice is my violence.
It's all there. What's surface 1?
And no more will be silent with this avant-garde song in our ears. And we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall under these blows, for our hearts they are hardy, our spirits are strong, and our voices are lifted into
Let's toss something on that.
God's song.
Let's clear this one. Oh, interesting. Why is that? So surface 1 on whatever this is. So we have a mesh instance. Surface 1 a resource. Okay, that appears to be... What is that part of? Is that part of the mesh? It appears to be part of the mesh. So mesh has surface 1. And that's set up. Let's give that a save. Debug, run that again. No, still not there. Surface 1 doesn't have any setup there. I mean, it kind of sucked to have to put that together each time. And I was expecting that these, when we instantiated this, it would instantiate the children as well. Maybe we used the wrong flags for that? Or was that here? Back scene, gen edit scene disabled. So we've got disabled, instance, and main. All right, let's check the Godot docs for that. No, not that search. Hack scene. I want that one. Properties. Here we go. If past instance provides local scene resources to the local. Okay. Only available in editor builds. I see. So we want disabled, technically. Gen edit state disabled. So pack will ignore any subnodes not owned by the given node. Ooh, interesting. So is it possible that these are not owned by the parent node somehow? There's some other property that we have to check. Visibility, okay. Oh, make unique. Hold on, let's come back in here. Generate it again. No? Okay, let's get rid of the surface on that. Clear that. And down below, where we have material, we'll load the surface material again. I like the way we had it before. Okay, little green grass stuff there. Make unique. Save. Same spot. Okay. It feels like the material should exist. Create debug tangents? What's that? So if we save that and come back here, now that we've quote unquote made it unique, does that fix anything? Oh, no, wrong one. Oh, but that's so crazy. It has debug here. It has island debug. It's got that. It's got that. It just doesn't have the textures. Fine. Let's just attach the textures. I mean, it's likely that we're going to have different ones. Let's see, creating an instance, missing material. Yeah, we can set the name, we can set the child. I see people using scenes to generate nodes. It's not recommended to instancing a node like Monster or Goon. Oh. Question mark?
It's elemental. I just need for you to see all the potential. Yeah, it's killing me, thrilling me. Oh, there's not enough hours in the day. I've been thinking to myself.
Yeah, here they're actually setting it to something.
Would you stay for a minute? 'Cause we both know that your heart's still in it. Still in it. Still in it.
Material that duplicate. Yeah, they have their shared material. Interesting. Alright, let's make it work. So we get an island. That's not it.
Yeah, my scripture. I just need for you to see
This one.
the picture. Yeah, it's killing me, thrilling me. Tell
Generate surface. So we get the mesh instance here, and then we set the mesh. I do not think that would actually clear the texture on it. I mean, it could. I didn't think it would. So what else do we have on the mesh instance? Because we either do that there. I feel like this is probably one of those answers that's in the documentation. The node doesn't need to own itself. All right, only because I like that you can actually save these out like that. Okay, what else do we have here? What instance? Is there not an instance? That's just in GDScript, isn't it? Excuse me, in Rust. Yeah. All right, it seems as though maybe we should have that texture somewhere else. It's neat that we're getting those three. It doesn't descend beyond that, though. I mean, we could save those as a scene. I'm looking in here for maybe something like, I don't know, something that would give us the ability to attach that as I don't know. Edit resource clipboard? What's that? Huh. Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that you could click on that. So what are we getting in this? We're actually getting the mesh. The mesh is being preserved. The surface wasn't when we set that. Maybe we didn't give it a name? Just call it surface. Load. Now what does this skeleton mean here? Node path to a skeleton associated with the instance. I see, so that's what it's describing. Material, we can clear that out now. So if we save that, save this, debug. No? So we have skin and skeleton here. Skeleton's correct, skin is not. What if we give it a new skin? What is a new skin? Bind count resource. That doesn't seem like what I want. Enhances material 0. It does not have mesh properties. Oh, it does right there. But they're empty. Save all scenes. Reload that just for giggles. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Ah, nice one. Oh, we reloaded it, and look. How fancy. What is this mess at the bottom, though? That is, okay. Debug, create again. Okay, it appears to be some sort of artifact from creating it in there. So if I close that zone and open it again. Ah! It's an editor bug. Oh my goodness, editor bug. Save that, close the zone, open it. Wow. Those seem too far away. Alright, well, given that they kind of kind of work. Oh, wrong button. I want a border on them, and I want, yeah, the base to be textured better. Now we're going to delete that. Clear that. File system. Let's go into there. Game zones, island. That one goes away. Delete that. Material island bottom. Delete. Alright, some of these need to be changed. Let's do a little cleanup. So for the surface, what do we save as here? Save. Save as. Material island surface. Okay, that's good. Let's go into the shader. What is its name on disk? Oh, here. That's the surface. That's for the island. I want the shader. Shader island surface. Okay, let's rename that. Material island surface shader. Surface noise. Yeah, that can go away. See, this noise is just baked in there. It's not even something separate. So we'll just leave that alone. Seems to be a property of the shader params. Project, quit to list, and back again. After deleting a bunch of stuff, I want to make sure that the links aren't broken, which is why I did that. Because I don't always trust it. All right, now for the bottom one. Shader material. New shader. There we go. Okay, now we have bottom shader, top shader. Ooh, I named that incorrectly. All right. Surface, bottom. I guess we could have used the same one. I expect these to diverge eventually, which is why I'm not keeping them as the same thing. Shader params, color. Oh, we need a color picker. F12. Oh, that's bright. Inspector. Give us something we want to color. To red. Something in here. Oh dear. We're gonna have to convert that. That's 0.41. $62 divided by 255, 0.24. And for the B, RGB 31 divided by 255 is 0.12. That's a neat website. Oh yeah, it used to be one of their little beta things from forever ago, long time ago. That's really bright. Wow. Let's give it some noise. I don't see noise in there. All right, let's save some noise. Edit. Save as. Material noise. Seamless, sure. Normal map, no. Let's go back. That is very, very dark. Is that black? I Can't tell if it's... $41, $24, $12. $41, $24, $12. Now let's make these brighter. That doesn't seem to be taking a color. Is it just because the island is not lit up? Something's going on there. Ah, I forgot to save the shader. Oh, that is very dark. Is it our noise? Oh, it's a noise material, but I didn't actually add noise. There. Okay. $20, $10. Yeah, it's like a 15 or so. $40, $20, because we had bumped them up so much. Well, that looks a little better. A little more like land, earth. All right, so let's continue to work on our shader here because we want a little border for this. So how do we make a border using a shader? Because the last so many pixels for each one, we actually want some sort of transition. I think if we did that, it'd make it look pretty good. And these things are way too far apart. I had changed the distance. So that max radius there, if we do 20, they get closer together. I didn't realize that, because they seem about the same distance from each other. Are they increasing in size too? Yes, they did. And that time they're not that far apart. Odd. Ah, but now they are. Oh. They're loading the other island. This one. They're showing the exact same one in each one of those places. That's why it looks funky here. Okay, a side effect of kind of debugging inside of Godot. So we'll just say these are 20s because I think that's what it generated the other ones as. So get them kind of at the same position. There, a little more accurate. All right, now let's go back to the file system, clear that up. Default environment. The background. Here we have some sort of procedural sky. We've got our little panorama. Let's edit that. Wow, look at that. And add energy to the ground. Well, that's pretty neat. It's not what I want to use, though. Well, it's probably good enough for now. Let's not get distracted. Custom color. Clear color. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what I want the actual world to look like. You know, when the background, I would rather, instead of it being this kind of a skybox like this with a procedural sky, I would rather have kind of a custom texture. And here, these really just are gradients. I don't want to use a gradient here. Make the radiance really big. Color plus sky. Interesting. What's a canvas do? Alright, let's leave it as is for a bit. I don't like turning these islands upside down and staring into that light. Alright, so bridges and edges. How are we going to do the edges on these? We could either use Leon and tessellate a path, tessellate a ribbon around the edge, which could be pretty cool. And then we just apply a shader and texture to that. That could even overlap a little bit. You have like stuff hanging down. So I think it would be neat to have an island like this with a little bit of coloring along the edge, a little bit of overhang on the edge, and then a little bit on the top where it transitions. It's going to add to the verts. I don't know how much of that we want. I mean, we could always turn those off if we needed to. on lower end devices. All right, let's add those ribbons there. Now in this case we need to provide a little bit more because our type changed here. We need to provide the island ID. Or our seed, right? It's a UUID. Okay, toss that in there. What else do we need for that? Curves, radius, min, max. Curves, min, max, tolerance, and height. Okay. Coming back here to island zone. Or island. Holy cow, that's a bit bigger than I was expecting. Ah, and the material information went away. Interesting. So something that we are doing is getting rid of that. Okay. Well, if we don't have the surface on the mesh, why did that go away, actually? We just call it debug generate, and debug generate just calls generate after setting up the seed from the UUID. That's done. Well, we can use this material again. Scenes, game, zones, island, surface. All right. Oh, those little utilities in search engines. Yes, those are brilliant. Looking for a UUID? Here you go. let's see, in this case, it's going to be the skirt. We'll give it the perimeter. With an F32 for that, which means that all this other stuff breaks. Let's just make it a fraction of the island height. So instead of passing that in like so, we'll just say, oh, you know what, this thing's going to be 1/10 of the height of the island or something like that. Yeah. No, if we want to make that sort of decision, we can do so where this is being called. Because otherwise, I just know it. It's going to be fiddled with later. All right, and for this one, basically what we're going to do is go around the perimeter, and we'll have essentially a set of triangles created from the perimeter to a spot just below them. So it's kind of like a ribbon or something like that. What is that called? Not a fan, a triangle ribbon. Does Godot even support that? Oh, they do support triangle strips. Ooh. OpenGL triangle strip. So it's basically like this. And specifying a triangle strip versus a fan, etc. Actually, the base could have been a triangle fan. Now that I think about it. Yeah, you just begin, and in this example, they're starting at 0, 1, 0. Go to 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Just keep iterating around. All right, and if we're drawing these in clockwise, we'll have to start at the bottom, go back up to the island, and then go to the next skirt base. All right. Interesting. In this case, do we want to do it this way? We could. I mean, we're not going to be changing it like this, of course. So we could skip the whole piece where we do the indexes. Can we even use indexes for a triangle strip? I don't think we can. All right, let's just generate the verts and pass them to the GPU. That'll be a vector 3 array. And that's going to be from our perimeter. Call flat map on that. And then for every point, we'll generate 2 points from kind of the bottom to the top and around. Sorry, neighbor texted me. Let me respond real quick. All right. So there's our point, our island point. And we're going to return 2 things. What does this point have on it? Oh, I see. It's point 2D. So the XY becomes, yeah, the vector 3 XZ. Oops. Point dot Y. There we go. And this is going to be skirt height, so it's whatever negative skirt height. So that'll be the first one that we need to duplicate that. Put that in there twice. The next one goes to 0, 0. Okay, now we just supposedly can we even do that? Let's get the rest of it wired up too. We need this variant array. We are not going to be setting the indexes, just the vertices. Creating our new array mesh, and this is not primitive triangles, this is primitive triangle Okay. And then we have to set it onto something. Hey, Top Raj. Good morning. How are you doing? Oh, check this out. Our randomly generated islands now have just some color on them, which is kind of neat. Oh, you haven't seen a rust stream before. Yeah, they're popping up. And here's kind of like a little island cluster. We're going to add kind of shapes around these. So adding a little mesh for a skirt around the edge so that you can get the little bits hanging off, like the grass coming around the corner and stuff like that. Yes, now we can tell the bottom from the top. It's exactly the purpose. How'd your stream go? And for everybody new here, we got a little Twitch bot here. Answers to commands. Well, technically it's plural. I love Rust too. Rust is awesome. Chat was interesting. Oh, nice. Very nice. So I'm going to duplicate this. Call it skirt. Currently, it's going to just have everything else the other one had on it. So we're going to brown colored skirt. Let's load up the other one. Scenes, game, zones, islands. Make it green. It doesn't have any geometry yet, which is fine. You get a choice between productivity and chat. I don't think I would have stuck with this as long if it wasn't for chat being there. Oh, John Who? Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he just moved, right? I think the last of his streams I saw was one where just before he packed up and moved. Island should have a skirt. All right. Flat map, this isn't going to work like this. I want to produce an iterator of two things. Callie? Oh, wow. To QA. You're a bad math. Now hold on. Now this is saying flat map not found for. Oh, because we didn't into iter that. With a dot, because we need a dot. This is kind of one of those days where I'm forgetting forgetting to put in the little bits of syntax. Is there a better way to do that into iter there? All right. So we cannot build the typed array of vector 3s from an iterator of elements. Ooh, borrowed. Was it borrowed? That shouldn't be borrowed. It's a point. Point two. Yeah, that's not borrowed. We're taking ownership there. This into iter should kind of do the same thing. You'll be using Rust for an upcoming personal project. Ooh, nice. Virtual machine for your compiler, because right now you're prototyping it in Kotlin. Oh, wow. Ultimately chose Rust. Interesting. Yeah, if you get a chance, go look at some of the Game Boy emulators, stuff like that they're doing. I don't know if that would help you at all. But there are some neat streams where people are making stuff with Rust. It's similar to that. Although you're making a virtual machine for your compiler. That's more of a language interpreter. So it's less like a Game Boy. As a separate component, yeah. It's generalized and detached from the compiler. Very nice. So cargo check. Was that in Cosmos? That's in Legacy Rust. That little itty bitty window of error is not helping me. Moofree, good morning and happy Sunday. Or Friday, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, he makes Jet look easy. Oh my goodness. Ended up working with one of the, I think it was the Switch developers, and the Nintendo Switch guys. Man, he was bright too. Oh, no, that's right. We were Godot Rust. I think that last pull request actually went through, which was fantastic. All right, and then we have prepare for the release. So we were waiting for the latest release of Godot, so we could update the JSON file, regenerate that stuff, and stamp a 0.9 release, then get on to 0.9.1. Oops. Yeah, that again. The collect though, this is the one I want to see. Back to 3D, F32. Yeah, this one's borrowed. Why is this one borrowed? I don't really want to make this a vector, because that would solve it, wouldn't it? Yeah. Have a high-level language that's friendly for embedded systems. Oh, I see. So that high-level enterprise software may be deployed to embedded systems, which is what you do for a living. Nice. I think the other thing we could do here, and this is just going to be an abuse of options, if we did a sum into iter.chain sum next point that dot Intuitor. That might work also, if I got the parens in the right place. That is such an abuse. Oh wow. You do IoT monitoring. Oh lovely. I had a buddy that worked at a company that did something very similar. It got acquired in the past 4 years. I forget what that was. Okay, well if that's there, let's fix these. Let's see, skirt height is, we have tolerance height, skirt height. Tolerance, height. Oh, did we put skirt height at the very end? We did, perfect. So we can give it a 3 there. Oh, nice, Moofree. How big was the application? What's the footprint of that? Just to blink a light for the STM32F. $3K? Wow, that's not bad. And did you go through all of the thinning suggestions that they have online? I imagine, because I don't think Rust normally compiles down to 3K. Let's change these to borrow the points. Gotta be a slice.
Face to face, I found my pain beneath the lies and broken dreams.
Same thing here.
Love I had in me tore me apart, fade away. I felt so lost, but I held on to what I had.
Yeah, it's huge, huge.
Feeling low, just know that you can. Yes, you can. There's life in love that you hold.
Oh, since they're 6 years old. Oh, wow.
And let it glow. Just know that it's never too late to make a change.
Well, that looks like it compiled. Let's go back into Godot. Let's see if we can get this set up. So we have island, debug. Script, we have to provide the skirt height now. Alright, so we got that.
This one for the hero who has no home. This one for the one who live for hope.
We've got to reload the project because the DLL changed. And there's a bug with the OS X version that doesn't like to deload that at runtime. Alright, so let's resize that, get that over there. Uh-oh. Did it not catch? Let's do it again. I gotta reload the whole thing. Okay, now there's island debug. Oh, now it's got a skirt around it. Crazy. Look at that. Then, for whatever reason, that is destroying the material on there. Wow. Maybe we have to pull the material first and then set it back. Should drag that over into my favorites. There we go. Surface. Bottom. Same thing. Wow. So let's try that. Now the skirt texture. Oh, it didn't go all the way around. We've got, so the triangle strip worked, except we have this, a little bit right there that didn't come around. And then we can have some little transparent piece there. I mean, maybe we'd put this in the material override in geometry section. Do I record the active application? I don't follow. Oh, you can't see what we're doing. Oh, thank you. I restarted Godot and OBS decided not to play. Thank you for letting me know about that. I missed it. So now we have our skirt around the island. Let's look at the triangles here. Look at the wireframe. Wow. Interesting that it didn't go to wireframe mode, like everything else. Do triangle strips not have wireframe the same way? Yeah. Where'd it go? Oh, there's Angry Clippy. Yeah, that was like, that's how I was looking at Godot just a moment ago. Come on, man. Alright, so let's fix that little piece up there. That means that our vertices at that point, we need to have 2 more on it. Basically, the first and second ones get put back on there. So do we want to do that in a flat map or... we'll chain that with in fact, it'll just be this, but 2 chains. But we have to get the right point. In this case, it's going to be perimeter 0. Oh, Alex Couch. Let's see. A bad joke. The right hand is called right hand because it's the right hand to use. And the left hand is called the left hand because it's the hand to be left to the side. Is that like historically accurate? So now we're going to try reloading this again. Hopefully we can get that strip correct. Oh, hold on, one more thing. Before we set the mesh on these, like when we do this, and we get this mesh instance and we set the mesh, we're not getting a hold of the material. Does it get surface material? And then we'll do a set surface material. Oh, it takes one argument. What is it? Oh, which surface? And if we're looking at these here, look at the surface here. I don't want to use, oh, I see, because we do have the mesh instance. So we have surface here, and then we also have material. Let's look at the docs. Properties. All right, let's get material 0. And this needs 2. Yep. You just thought about it a couple hours ago, and it seemed correct. Now your life is complete. Oh, that's funny. All right, decompose that. And it seems like we should do that for every material, but I'm only going to do it for the one at the moment. Now we'll do this, but I want to make sure that we set both surfaces. So the top to bottom. With the skirt, we'll set that one too. And hopefully, we'll see the skirt one go away, the bottom one go away. There. And we'll see that little piece there get filled in, that little gap. Did it finish building? I forgot to check. Maybe. Oh, if-lit bindings are awesome. Also, destructuring is just fantastic. I love that in Godot. Okay, here's our island. Now, this is the old one that it captured from before that we saved out. Now we're gonna hit generate. Oh, and look, almost got the triangle strip right. And we preserved the material on the bottom. Ooh. Is that what? Oh, we were on generate bottom. Okay. I'm just gonna put it on all of them now. Okay, and the hole. I'm gonna get the hole right for the skirt. Okay, so here's the skirt. I'm guessing that these two were in the wrong order. Oh no, they're in the same place. This here should be, no, that's correct, the bottom one, and then 0.0. Gotland doesn't have the pattern matching. Like coming from like an Erlang Elixir, so like my top languages, I think are Rust, Elixir, Erlang, C. All right, let's see. Did that build? It built. Save and close that. Reload it. Hopefully it takes. Give it a little resize there. Oh, it didn't follow. Now I'm watching it. I think each one kind of discovers ergonomic ways to express, logic. And the pattern matching in Erlang is just way overpowered. They were trying to solve, the telephony problem. All right. Here's this. I'm going to go ahead and set the surface color on there again. What is that? Material, load, island, green grass. Let's get the skirt. Same thing. Alright, so here we have this. And there it is. There's a little triangle that's missing. Regenerate. Ah, good. And now everything is maintained. I would like the skirt to be double-sided. We'll have to think about that. And then if we go to island zone and we generate in here. Oh, fantastic. Okay, now we get the shapes preserved. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, pattern matching, doing that cleanly and elegantly is just amazing. And I love doing the bit syntax in Erlang. All right, y'all, I gotta get going. Yeah, it looks good. Let's see those things floating out in space somewhere. Gotta get the water around the base island, clean it up a little bit more. I want to get the that skirt. I think should have some other sort of texture on it, like that. I think should actually have a texture, and then there should be an edge that also goes along with that. Oh wow, the blend on that turned out okay, didn't it? It's using the same noise. But yeah, those should be double-sided, and then there should be an edge on the surface of this. Oh, next stream will reach a pretty big milestone. Nice. All right, we're gonna do this. With no dev tools outside the JetBrains ecosystem. Oh, nice. All right, we're gonna give this a little scroll. Now we're gonna look for more rustaceans. Because not all the rustaceans are in the rustacean team. JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Rust. It's like, oh, Ecton. All right. We're gonna raid Ecton. Yeah, you're welcome, Pettermaster, and thank you guys for hanging out. Or as we say in these parts, thanks, y'all. And let's see, last little look at this stuff. Actually, one thing that I thought was really neat, well, the clock's counting down. We give this like 20 lands, then do it. You end up with this little cloister of these things. Like, look at that. You imagine coming into a game, you're like, oh, where's that thing I need? It's at the top. I have to go all the way up there to get, the golden egg, whatever it is, Oh, did they collapse? No, they didn't hit each other. I've been watching to see if I needed to do island collision detection. It looks like they're still okay. A couple of sibling islands ended up getting really close together. Till next time, bye-bye.